Hello everybody and welcome to a new city update. Today I'm going to show you some new stuff, things that I improved, things that I got done, and yeah, let's just look at some things that I was able to work on in the last a little over a month, I think. So let's start where we left off, the parking garage. This thing was basically done before and it is still done, of course. So I just placed a couple of vehicles, nothing special. I could probably get a few more details in there. I still have these two studs there for a couple of minifigs that are going to be waiting for the elevator. But other than that, it's still looking very nice, very new. It's not dusty yet, but that's to come. But I worked on this area, and that's huge. A few things happened actually. I built this staircase going up. I, as you know, had this before very differently when I didn't have the parking garage, but because of this entrance and because of there being a little more space, I could do this a little differently. And so I basically built that slope, goes straight up before it was going sideways, and I have these stairs there which are also not as steep anymore and they look very nice. I filled in the remaining space with green plates and bricks and stuff. I replaced the palm trees, got that palm tree in place, and also kind of finished the groundation for that area there. So that's really cool. I will continue working on that area back there and stuff, but that's to come. Of course, plants and stuff like that will go on this eventually. But let me show you one thing that I'm pretty proud of. It's this parking sign. It might not look like much, but let me tell you, there's a lot of cool technique stuff in there going on. Okay, maybe not as much as some other people do with their crazy clever builds, but I'm very happy with how I was able to get this done. I'm going to give you a little bit of a how this is built look in just a second, and then I'll see you again. So I hope this is going to be detailed enough for you to understand how this basically works. So as you can see, we have studs facing this way on this side, and we have studs facing this way, or tiles, I guess, this direction. So how does that work? I used these white 1x2 brackets with 4 studs on the side. These studs from the actual plate go in this direction so that these plates are attached to it. I eventually will get a 6x6 tile for this back area. I just used what I had on hand. And then these other brackets, which fill these remaining gaps, are facing the other way. They're facing this way, and basically these tiles connect them together. So we have the one tile type, the one bracket type facing upwards, the other one down, and because of that I was able to fill in the other gaps around these brackets. And then I built this parking sign in the front. It's a little bit fragile, but once it's all assembled, it's actually sturdy enough. And then for one thing, I actually had to cheat a little bit. I had to use this tile to get it in there by just basically squeezing it in. I turned these corner tiles a little bit so that they're a little bit closer together here and a little bit further apart on the outside. And by doing that, it basically makes this spacing a little bit less wide. And because of that, this tile just kind of sticks in there and it doesn't fall out. That's cool, right? I don't know if that's considered an illegal technique or if it's just basically not connected. I mean, that's what it is. So yeah, it works. It's great. We have this arrow at the bottom, which is nothing special. We just have this is how it's attached. Nothing crazy. I was looking for a more elegant solution there, but I wasn't able to find one. So this is what I went with, and I'm very happy how it looks. It's a little bit big, but you can't really make it any smaller, and I think it looks amazing. So that about wraps up my build progress for this area and stuff. But that's of course not the only thing that I did. I built the new modular building and I placed it there. Doesn't that look amazing? And of course I added the light kit from Illuminate Your Bricks or Light My Bricks. So that's really, really cool. That thing looks absolutely beautiful. It fits perfectly next to the Parisian restaurant. I think from all combinations I've seen with other modular buildings, this is the best one on that side, because we have the like upper part of the restaurant there, which goes up with the staircase. It's nicely like kind of hidden a little bit. That looks very comfy and stuff. And then we have this bar area of the hotel, which goes up there. Sorry for the terrible camera movement. And it's kind of separate, but at the same time, you know, they're kind of at the same height, so that makes sense. And then of course we have this nice looking chimney on the side of the Persian restaurant, and there would always be a gap next to another modular building. But this side of the hotel is also nicely built and stuff, and we would also have a gap there if there was a regular modular building. So having both of these makes basically a nicer looking gap, and that's just perfect. So that's that. I think we're getting closer to the end here. I added this light kit for this ambulance here. I really like how that's looking. As you can see, it has some wonderful action going on regarding the lights. It's it's just fun to have a little more going on in this general area, because I don't have many lights yet. I don't have any street lights yet. That's all to come, but I don't know when exactly. But just having something there is really interesting, and for now it's in that position. We'll see if it moves, but that's where it is for now. As I said, nice light kit. I was actually able to hide all the wires in this part of the ambulance, so that there's actually a minifigure in there, and you basically don't see any wires except for up there, or the wire that's coming out the back, but that's going right in between these base plates there, so that's also basically hidden. This person here though wasn't able to go in anymore, but whatever, it looks great. And the other big thing that you've probably seen, and I almost forgot to show you this, is that I illuminated the hotel. I will not go too deep into the detail and stuff, but there are basically a few different types of how I illuminated some of these rooms. One type is just illuminating these small nightstand lamps in some of the rooms, and in other rooms I basically took these light strips and represented the ceiling lights basically, and then we have some lights illuminating the outdoor areas, so that's like nice randomly mixed up and gives a good look. At the top we have just a couple of lights illuminating this platform, and we have one red blinking light just so that planes don't fly into this thing, even though it's not the highest of the skyscrapers, but I think that's necessary. I'm not sure how that's exactly done in real life, but it looks good for the Lego build and I'll keep it there. At the bottom we have some nice lamps illuminating the sign, Grand Hotel. That's looking very nice. I gotta say the yellow and the white kind of blends a lot with these warm white lamps shining at them, but I'm not going to change that. I think it looks fine and I'm still very happy with it. We just have regular light down here with some strip lights, nothing fancy there, but we do have some flickering torches in here. That looks very nice. So we have some micro LEDs in there, and we basically have some flicker effect boards, or one flicker effect board, that's kind of making that all happen. And then the last interesting thing is this illuminated swimming pool, or it's not really a swimming pool, it's more like a whirlpool that has 2 cold white LEDs in there. I thought they would spread the light a little bit more. They don't, but I still think it looks pretty cool. And we have a light in the sauna back there. But yeah, that's about it for this part of the city and in general for this update, because I haven't really worked at all on the city over there. Oh no, another thing, I almost forgot to show you this. I actually did quite a few things, but I haven't done any videos. I don't know why. I was just too lazy to do it. But I finally finished up the backside of these buildings. As I said before, as pretty much everywhere in my city, no plans yet, no details and stuff, but the foundation is basically there for me to just place all the other things that are missing. So I basically finished this up a little bit more, got this way to back there. I want to place a lot of plants to make this look more overgrown and stuff like that. That's also going to hide these ugly gaps there a little bit better. I was able to finally hide all the wires that were coming out of these buildings, and I got this nice path in there going along the back, going to this door, to that door, and to that ladder going up to this. So that's really cool, finally in place. Wasn't a ton of work, but I'm glad that I did it. And last but not least, this area here, tiled off. Maybe I want to add a couple more plants like that on the sides. We have this kind of fenced off so that you see that this is the back of the police station and no other people should really go in there. I eventually want to put one police vehicle there so that it has this little bit of space to get out. I wanted to look up if there are good old style police cars in 6 studs or 5 studs width. I'd really like to have one that kind of fits the style of the modular building part of the town. That would be cool. If you have any ideas or if you see any mocks online and you think that's something that I should build to put there, please write it in the comments, but if not, just leave it. Yeah, that's that. As I said, the cables are nicely hidden, and that's pretty much it. I think we're done now. This update is way too long. A ton of stuff that I had to fit in here, but yeah, some very nice progress. I will keep working on the city now, and I'll see you in the next update. Goodbye.